It's the NFL on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Raiders and the Dirty Birds coming up next.
Mere feet from where the Georgia Dome stood and the Falcons played for a quarter century. We're looking at the team's home since the 2017 season, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Daniel Carlson ready to get us started. And away we go at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. On the return, here's Ray McCloud. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. So out head the Falcons for their first possession. And leading them out is a master at overcoming adversity before and after being drafted 8th overall in 2024. Out of your alma mater, Washington, it's Michael Penix Jr.
One of the big advantages of Michael Penix coming into the league is it wasn't storybook in college. In fact, he got beat up in Bloomington. Everybody remembers the end at Washington, the runner-up for the Heisman, the national title game. But he took a beating. Injuries derailed many of his years back at Indiana. And I think because of that background, because of all that gets built through that adversity, he's more than ready for everything that comes his way in the NFL.
Eight yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this second down. Staying with Robinson. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 1 yard on the run, so just 3 yards across those last two carries. It's 3rd and 7.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A very productive play from the rookie QB out of Washington. That gets them a first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
New set of downs for him from the 46. They motion the slot man right. 1st and 10, a run to Robinson. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Elandon Roberts coming over for the hit. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. So they're left facing 3rd and long. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Now this one, not much of a chance of it staying in the field of play. They'll mark it out at the 13-yard line. So here come the Raiders now for their opening drive. They're led out by someone amidst their second act as an NFL QB. He was a second-rounder back in 2013, Geno Smith.
When Geno Smith won Comeback Player of the Year, it was really hard to find another comp. You know, the NFL, we love to always compare and contrast guys from different eras or project them moving forward. But there just were not many stories like Geno Smith, who just waited and persevered a decade in the NFL before he flourished. But what came to life finally was just the arm strength, the accuracy, the playmaking ability that was there at West Virginia, and it just took some time and maybe a little love from Pete Carroll at that time to really elevate his confidence and elevate his game.
And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's a Vegas first down.
Pretty obvious, this defense, man, they need more people around the line of scrimmage. But the minute you do that, Kate, you start opening up those throwing lanes. This is how balance takes apart a defense.
Back to the well again. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
I don't know, Kate. I didn't think he had it. But that back did. He knew exactly where he had to get for the first down. Pops up right away and signals first down.
First down, ball at the 36. They give it to him again. And he finds him enough room to get it up to the 42-yard line. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Back-to-back carries here. Hit behind the line, and the ball is loose. And the Falcons scoop it up. And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
You're using this play to try for a first down, but also set up whatever in your back pocket for third down. But you know what? Throw it all away. None of it matters now if you can't hang on to the doggone football. And the defense pounces on that one in a hurry.
The Falcons taking the field for their second drive. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover. Yeah, pretty bang-bang play out there. It's tough to see exactly what happened on our first look in real time.
But you know what I like here, and I do appreciate, and these officials are so good at let the play just play itself out before calling it dead. Now all the replays and the camera angles will give us such a better idea of really what happened.
So the review saves them a turnover. He was, in fact, already down when the ball came free. Smith on 3rd and short. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for a Raiders first.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
On first down, they'll run. And he goes out a little short of the 40. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 41. Searches from the pocket. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board and the first drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Shotgun snap to Smith. And that's a win for the the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Now the Raiders readying for the punt, and they'll turn to former All-Pro A.J. Cole for the kick. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. Onto the field comes the Atlanta offense for the second time. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Devin White hauls him down. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
On 2nd down, Robinson. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, Penix. Got a man, it's London. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. He picks up 28 on the play. And the Falcons will have a 1st.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
Robinson on the inside give. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Another carry for Robinson. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Moving in the right direction that time, but only 2 yards picked up, so it's 3rd and 9. Penix working from the gun. Rolling left, buying some time. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. We've finished 1 quarter in what's still a scoreless game. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the 2nd. We'll make our return to Mercedes-Benz Stadium after this. Back for our 2nd quarter. It's Falcons football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. From the gun, it's Robinson. And his charge towards the line, it's right around 3 yards.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Penix here from the gun. On the move, headed right. He's running with it. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the 1st.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
Penix on 1st down. This one's caught. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And he's in for the touchdown. The Falcons get the game's first points here in the second. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Young Hui Koo on for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Tyreek McAllister now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Raiders and their running back about to get back to work. Still in search of their first points as we work our way through the middle of this game. The score 7-0. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Right up the gut. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the gun, Smith. That one's on the mark, Jacoby Myers. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
1st and 10 from the 41. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Out of the gun, here's Smith. This is hauled in by Myers. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
They'll run here on first down. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back, because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Here's 2nd and 11. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Tried getting that one to Brock Bowers. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there, because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
Still has some space inside the 35. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Give now to the running back. And he's able to manage a couple on that run. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. A play fake. Now Smith to throw. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
Here's the give on 3rd and short. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Well, no look on his first look of the game, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or he just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual at this level to see a drop pass unless there's a hit involved.
They'll run now on 2nd down. And that hit stops him in his tracks. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Now Smith. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL where they come down to a play or two and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. McLeod now returning it. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. The Falcons and running back Bijan Robinson getting set to begin another drive. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Penix now on 1st down. Buys time, rolling right. Now here he goes. This is ahead for about 5. Stopped by the unmistakable Max Crosby. Started a little slow, but we've arrived at the 2-minute warning. The Falcons with a long field ahead. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Penix finds him over the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They pick up 20 yards there. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, then go to work after.
And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
On first down, here's Penix. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Trying again, following the sack. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with first and goal.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. And it helped set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. Throwing with a blitz on the way. We would put way too much on that one, Brock. Over the end zone and out.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one, Kate. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back on track.
So the incompletion on first. Here's second and goal. Play action. Here's Penix. Catch is made in close. Touchdown, Atlanta. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Coup on now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Falcons drive their lead to 11. To kick it away, here's Pinion. Returning it from the 4. This return makes it up to the 25. The Raiders back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. Not a whole lot of time left for him to put something together here before the break. The clock reads 24 seconds now as the final drive of this half begins. Smith on first down. One's complete right side. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Second and 3 now. Throwing is Smith. Completed over the middle. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. The timeout taken by Vegas. That's its second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. First and 10 from the 41. They go play action. Here's Smith. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. D. Alford has the INT. And the Falcons will have a shot at least a field goal here. Maybe the end zone after that return.
I know he started the play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, evaded obstacles, and he chewed up yardage in the open space. That would make those offensive coaches and teammates proud. We've seen defensive players get touches on occasion, and I think he just gave himself maybe a look on that side of the ball down the road.
The kick by Lutz is good, and that extends their lead to 14.
Well, nothing to critique there. Good snap, good hold, puts it through to pay off the drive with 3 points.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the final play of our first half. One final shot before halftime. He's going to push one deep down the right. This is brought in at the 15. That's the end of 2 in Atlanta. The Falcons really spreading their wings. They're out in front so far. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. For the Falcons, they were led in the first half by their quarterback, Michael Penix. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Return coming from the 6. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. The Vegas offense ready to start this third quarter. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half too as they chase this lead. First down, Smith to throw. He gets this to Michael Mayer. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Ball on the 45, first and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. Then he's able to reach the 40 on that play. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
First down, and they go right back to him. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Shotgun snap to Smith. Throw left side, complete. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate, but the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
First and 10 now. Here's Smith. Flushed out of the pocket. He'll step up, and there he goes. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Tackled by Rook Orororo.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
Here's 2nd and 7. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. From the gun, Smith. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And it's 4th down. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't. Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Here's Jamal Agnew on the return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Falcons and Drake London headed back out onto the field. And he's been reading the coverage, dare I say, Brock, even better than his quarterback has all game. I mean, he just continues to find openings and make plays in this second half. 1st and 10, a run to Robinson. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Staying with Robinson. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. From the shotgun, Penix escapes the pocket. Oh, he's gonna run for it!
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
The Falcons getting ready for the punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. Fair catch made, a little beyond the 20-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it'll be Raider football. Now the Raider offense headed back to the field. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. Play action on 1st down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down for a loss.
Good defensive tackles in this league, Kate. They can take up a couple blockers. Great defensive tackles, well, they stuff the stat sheet just like that, knocking that run backwards before it could get started.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Smith back to throw. Complete here to Bowers. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Smith gets it quickly to Bowers. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
I think one of my first welcome to the NFL moments, Kate, was my first rookie mini camp. And in the West Coast system, and Mike Holmgren, who taught like Bill Walsh, it wasn't just getting a completion. It was putting it right on the spot so the receiver could do damage like we just saw.
Throwing out to the left. Caught. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that game. Jesse Bates getting up for the stop that time. Second down now, 7 to go. Here's a give up the middle. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4. A play fake. Now Smith to throw. Escapes out to the left. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. They'll run for this. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. They hit him for 5 yards on 4th down and get the successful conversion.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
They've got first down from the 31. Changing things up. They're going to throw now. Got a man. Bowers has it. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Blown back, it's the handoff. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Troy Anderson that time with the tackle. That's going to be a gain of 6, and they need only inches now here on 3rd down. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Raiders football, and they'll get to work, coming into the quarter trailing. Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. Just a single yard, but that's going to be enough to move the chains.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. They give it to him again. And his charge towards the line, that's right around 3 yards. Second down now, 7 to go. Back-to-back carries here. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Another carry for him. Is in. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders now within 1 score in the 4th. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Now a big two-point try coming for these Raiders. He's throwing for it! And he's got it. That gets him 2 and puts them within a field goal here late. Critical two-point play there, Brock. The conversion puts them now in range of tying this sucker up with a field goal.
So different for everybody in the building, right? A three-point game, and especially different for the kicker. He wasn't needed there, but get yourself ready. Your defense does the job. You may need a game-tying field goal at some point soon.
Volley set up, and it's away. Just a three-point game now. Here's Agnew on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. Here's Atlanta ready to take over possession. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to 1 score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. On first down, here's Penix. And that one's going to hit the turf. No luck finding his receiver that time. And we'll see what they do here on second down.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Here's Penix. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
I can guarantee you that's going to be in Tell the Truth Monday right there in the film room, front and center, showing you the importance of tackling in the open field. An opportunity to cut him down sooner, but the broken tackle allowed him to add those extra yards to the catch.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. A give left side. Here's Robinson. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kate, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle for loss.
This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces third down.
I'm just going to say maybe not the guy you want to pick on in coverage on this particular series. Gets a hand on that throw and knocks it away. The next time, well, he could get 2 hands on it and take it the other way.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Penix here from the gun. This one's caught. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Awareness. Kate, you hear me and so many others talk about it a lot with quarterbacks, but it's critical for every unit on a football field. And for the defense right there, to have an awareness of knowing where the marker was and to make sure that completion wasn't going to move the chains.
Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a 1-score ball game.
So after that make, a field goal won't cost him a lead, but a touchdown still ties it. Likely probably puts them down a point. Okay, this is one of those moments where the defense now has clarity. They know what the stakes are and what they have to defend.
McAllister now to return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Raiders returning their offense and this running back to the field. They get that big old marker out, cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have second down and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Second and 3 now. Back to the well again. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Third down, 1 yard to go. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Now Smith. This ball's cut by Bowers. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And that's a Vegas first down.
Sure nice to see them looking for their tight ends in the passing game. Such great size to have out there. It really forces defenses to try to find a way to defend them along with everybody else.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Smith on first down. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
2nd and 3 now. Out of the gun, here's Smith. This is hauled in by Myers. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10. And again, it's Smith. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. The running back gets it on the draw. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down. A solid 8-yard gain there, and now they're going to have 3rd and 2. That's the 2-minute warning here from Atlanta. Raiders trail by 6. 3rd and just 2 to go. He's back to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. He gets 6 on that play. And that's good for a Raiders first.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Back to throw. He's on the move. He's going to pull this one down and run. And this will be a Las Vegas touchdown. The Raiders find a way to tie it late. Geno Smith with a touchdown. So it was touchdown or bust here on this drive, Brock. A field goal wouldn't have done it, but they get the score they needed, and now a critical extra point forthcoming.
And now what I love, the pressure shifts to the other sideline. They do have some time left on the clock, and remember, all they're going to need is a field goal to go out and steal this one in the end.
Now the kick team out to steal away the lead with a point after. And he gets the extra point, and that kick gives them the 1-point lead right near the end of this game. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Here's Agnew on the return. Oh, he's showing some burst on his return. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. The Falcons and Michael Penix Jr. set to take over again. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. He's got a man left, and they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. He'll look to throw it. Looking right, and he finds him. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Makes the grab in bounds, left side. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
I'll be honest with you, Kate. As you grow and develop as a quarterback, your arm gets stronger. These comebacks can be one of your favorite throws in your arsenal. Because if you trust yourself and you throw it before that defender breaks, you know there's yards to be had on the perimeter.
2 timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. Robinson on the inside give. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. Still one more in their pocket to use. Now, they've certainly got the field goal in their back pocket, but they're going to try for the touchdown first here and goal to go. Here's Robinson. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. A tight end in motion now. Robinson has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2. A timeout taken by Vegas. That's its second. Still one more in their pocket to use. So now, here's 3rd and goal. Running with Robinson. And he will score and give him the lead in the final minute. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
Setting up to pass. And this is caught, so add a couple more to this lead they've got here in the 4th.
That's about trust. Trusting your QB is going to make the right decision on these crucial scoring plays. He found his read, and he made the connection for 2.
To kick it away, here's Pinion. McAllister now to return. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Vegas offense getting set for another drive now. Still time to go, Brock, but that touchdown has them down now 7. They've got to find the end zone here. Here he is to throw. Finds him over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Time not on their side here as they get set for first down. No timeouts remaining either. From the gun, Smith. Oh no, the ball is loose! And the Falcons scoop it out! And they take him down right along the 30.
You know, this just can't happen on first down. It really can't. I mean, ball security is a premium on every down, every distance. But on first down, it is especially a killer.
The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. That defensive stand might have been the final effort needed to seal away the victory, Brock, but can't quite take off the pads just yet. Offense has to finish this one out.
Yeah, a few things here, Kate, to keep in mind, right? You got to slow the game down as a quarterback. Take every second off the clock. If you're handling the ball, you guard it with your life, and you make sure your defense doesn't come on the field again. They just did their job. Now you got to do yours.
So the Falcons defend their building and take the win at home. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And, Kate, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game. It's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. A well-earned win for the Falcons as we say goodbye from Atlanta.